Black and fuchsia, two colors that, on their own, command attention. But when paired with intention and sophistication, they create a symphony of contrast, depth, and undeniable luxury. In this series, we explore how these bold hues can transform spaces into statement pieces, and how you can harness their power for your own interiors. Black is the anchor, timeless, grounding, and deeply elegant. It absorbs light, defines boundaries, and creates a sense of structure. It's the shade of sleek furniture, architectural detail, and refined restraint. Against it, fuchsia doesn't just pop, it radiates. It becomes the heartbeat of the space, pulsing with vibrancy and seduction. Fuchsia is no wallflower. It's a color of confidence, bold, unapologetic, and undeniably rich. From velvet upholstery to satin drapery, fuchsia adds movement and energy. It brings warmth to the cool precision of black, softening the austerity with romantic flair. The key lies in balance. These colors aren't meant to compete, but to enhance. Like a duet, each has its role. Black holds the weight, while fuchsia dances freely through the space. The result is dramatic, but controlled, expressive without being chaotic. Lighting becomes a vital tool in this palette. Warm gold tones amplify fuchsia's richness, while soft shadows deepen black's mystery. Whether from a chandelier or a low-glow floor lamp, lighting shapes the mood, turning any room into a cinematic experience. Materials matter too. Velvet, silk, marble, and lacquer all play into the luxe language of this palette. These textures invite touch, reflect light in distinct ways, and elevate the perception of quality and detail. This isn't about following trends. It's about storytelling. A black and fuchsia interior tells a story of confidence, sophistication, and the beauty of contrast. It's not afraid to be noticed, and it leaves a lasting impression. In the next sections, we'll break down how to build this look layer by layer, space by space. From walls to furnishings, lighting to decor, you'll learn how to master this luxe aesthetic without going overboard. Let's begin our journey into the world of bold elegance. The rules are about to change, and black and fuchsia will lead the way. Designing with black and fuchsia isn't just about picking two bold colors and hoping they work together. It's about mastering proportion, knowing how much of each to use, and where to create harmony instead of chaos. This is where the concept of color balance becomes your most powerful tool. A good rule of thumb is the 60-30-10 rule. 60% of the space is your dominant color, often a neutral or grounding tone. 30% is your secondary color, like black in this pairing. And 10%? That's your accent, the moment of drama. That's where fuchsia shines. Let's imagine a living room, neutral walls, black furnishings, and fuchsia throw pillows or floral arrangements. The space feels rich, balanced, and intentional. Fuchsia isn't overwhelming the senses, it's guiding the eye with elegance. But what happens when you flip the script? A room where black is the dominant tone, matte black walls, black furniture, black flooring. Suddenly, fuchsia takes on a new role. A velvet chair, a piece of bold artwork, or even a lamp becomes a focal point, vibrant, sensual, magnetic. This palette thrives on contrast. It rewards restraint. Fuchsia works best when it appears in deliberate doses, never too much, never too little. Think of it like punctuation, powerful when used at the right moment. Styling matters, too. If your fuchsia accents are clustered in one place, the room can feel lopsided. Spread them with intention, across corners, through accessories, echoed in art. Repetition builds rhythm, and rhythm makes a space feel curated. Lighting plays a supporting role in balance. Warm light softens fuchsia, helping it blend more organically. Cool light, on the other hand, sharpens the edges of black surfaces, adding modern tension. Balance, again, lies in the mix. Texture adds another layer of nuance. Black velvet and fuchsia silk respond differently to light. One absorbs, the other reflects. Playing with materials keeps the eye engaged, even when the color use is minimal. Ultimately, striking the right ratio is what separates amateur from intentional design. Balance allows these powerful colors to breathe, to play off one another, and to create something far more impactful than either could achieve alone. Fuchsia is not here to whisper. It walks into a room and instantly takes center stage. When used intentionally, it becomes the element that commands attention, defines a mood, and elevates everything around it. Statement pieces are what transform a space from functional to unforgettable. And fuchsia, with its electric presence, excels in that role. A single velvet sofa in this color becomes more than furniture, it becomes a declaration of style and confidence. In a sea of black, fuchsia is the fire. It energizes a space. It speaks of drama, sensuality, and edge. Used in art, it draws the eye and anchors the composition. In lighting, it glows like neon, unapologetic and alive. Placement is everything. A fuchsia headboard rising to the ceiling instantly turns a bedroom into a cinematic set. A chandelier in fuchsia crystal above a dark table reframes how we see luxury. When fuchsia takes the spotlight, the rest of the room bows to its presence. But statement doesn't have to mean oversaturated. It means deliberate. The key is to let fuchsia own a single space, not fight for it. Whether it's a chair, a piece of art, or a lacquered vanity, let it breathe. Let it shine without clutter. Materiality matters. In velvet, fuchsia becomes deep and romantic. In lacquer, it becomes sharp and modern. In silk, it whispers luxury. The texture is what gives the color personality, and you can tailor it to the mood you want to create. Lighting adds depth to that personality. Soft gold light warms it. Cool LED strips intensify its edge. Candlelight makes it feel sultry. You're not just styling a color, you're directing its role in a story. And make no mistake, fuchsia tells a story. It's the story of someone who isn't afraid to be bold. Someone who doesn't just follow design rules, but rewrites them with taste and precision. Used as a statement element, fuchsia is at its most powerful. It doesn't need volume, it needs placement, texture, and light. Master that balance, and you'll never need to ask for attention again. The room will speak for itself. black is more than a color. It's a foundation, a backdrop, a frame that holds everything together with quiet strength. When used as a base, black becomes the architecture of style. It defines, contains, and elevates whatever it surrounds. In interiors, black grounds a space. It offers structure. Matte black walls can recede into the background, allowing other elements, like bold fuchsia, to take the spotlight. Glossy black surfaces, on the other hand, catch and reflect light in ways that add sophistication and movement. Think of black as the visual glue. It outlines the room through trim, baseboards, window frames, and cabinetry. It carves out negative space. It invites your eye to rest, creating moments of pause between louder design statements. When black frames color, especially something as vibrant as fuchsia, it creates tension, and that tension is where the drama lives. A fuchsia chair against a black wall doesn't just sit there, it glows. It pulses. Because black absorbs everything else, fuchsia becomes pure energy in comparison. But using black as a base requires finesse. Too much, and the space can feel heavy or closed. The key is contrast, pairing it with warm lighting, reflective materials, and carefully chosen textures. This balance is what prevents the mood from tipping into gloom. Black also excels in framing architectural details. Doorways, moldings, ceiling beams, when painted black, these elements suddenly become part of the design conversation. They no longer disappear. They take their rightful place in the visual hierarchy. And let's not forget about function. Black is forgiving. It hides wear, creates depth, and complements nearly every other material, from brass and marble to velvet and wood. It's the canvas you build on, again and again. Lighting becomes critical when black dominates. Directional lighting, soft warm glows, or even fuchsia LED accents can all enhance black's natural elegance. Light defines shape. And with black, shape is everything. In short, black is never just background, it's the frame that makes the picture. When used as a base, it becomes the soul of the room. Confident, timeless, and endlessly adaptable. Color creates emotion, but it's texture that creates desire. In luxe interiors, it's not enough for black and fuchsia to look good together. They need to feel good, too. That's where materials and textures become your most powerful styling tools. Velvet, silk, marble, leather, lacquer, these are not just surfaces. They're statements. Each material carries its own personality, and when used thoughtfully, they elevate the color palette from bold to breathtaking. Start with contrast. A matte black wall provides the perfect backdrop for a fuchsia silk curtain. One absorbs light, the other reflects it. That interplay creates movement. It keeps the eye engaged and the space alive. Velvet is a classic pairing for both black and fuchsia. It brings depth, softness, and sensuality. A fuchsia velvet chair isn't just furniture, it's an experience. Paired with a black marble side table, the look becomes grounded, luxurious, and cinematic. Then there's lacquer. High gloss finishes, especially in black, bring light and polish to a room. They reflect surrounding materials, gold, glass, even fuchsia itself, adding dimension and a feeling of refinement. Don't underestimate metal. Brushed gold hardware, polished brass legs, or even sculptural lighting in antique bronze act as visual bridges. They break up dark tones, enhance warmth, and carry a sense of tailored elegance. Layering is key. The most sophisticated spaces are built through layers of texture. A silk pillow on a leather chaise. A mohair blanket over a velvet bench. A crystal vase on a honed stone countertop. Each pairing tells a different story. Lighting reveals those layers. A directional spotlight grazing across black suede creates shadow play. Underlighting beneath a marble vanity brings out the veining. Texture doesn't speak loudly, but light helps it whisper. Even the smallest touch matters. A fuchsia cashmere throw. A silk-lined drawer. A lacquered tray. When textures are chosen with intention, they add more than style, they add atmosphere. In a black and fuchsia interior, materials are more than decorative, they're essential. They give weight, tactility, and emotion. Texture is what turns a visual idea into a visceral experience. Styling with black and fuchsia doesn't begin and end with color. It's about shaping atmosphere, defining emotion, and tailoring each room to tell a story. When done right, each space becomes a chapter in a larger visual narrative. Let's start in the living room. This is your stage, the most public expression of your taste. A bold fuchsia sectional against matte black walls speaks volumes. It's confident, dramatic, and inviting. Add gold lighting and abstract art, and you've created a space that's both glamorous and grounded. Move into the dining room, and the tone becomes more intimate. Black marble sets a rich foundation, while fuchsia chairs add personality without overpowering. Lighting here should feel warm and flattering. Everything in a dining space should glow. Even a reading nook deserves attention. A black suede chair and fuchsia throw offer contrast and comfort. Add a sculptural lamp, rich textures, and a few curated books, and suddenly you've carved out a personal sanctuary. The bedroom is all about mood. Matte black walls anchor the space, while a tall fuchsia headboard adds height and softness. Layer your bedding with silk, velvet, and linen. Lighting should be low and intimate. This is where shadow becomes your design ally. In a home office, fuchsia injects creativity into the structure of black. A velvet desk chair, black shelving, and gold hardware blend function and fantasy. This is where productivity meets personal flair. The powder room may be small, but it can be spectacular. A fuchsia lacquer vanity, black marble, and gold fixtures feel bold and luxurious. Here, you can go full drama, high gloss, rich reflections, and carefully placed lighting. A walk-in closet in this palette becomes pure indulgence. Black cabinetry with integrated lighting, a fuchsia ottoman, and boutique-style organization elevate even your everyday routine. It's luxury designed for you alone. Even hallways and guest rooms deserve narrative. Black frames the space, fuchsia punctuates it, and gold details guide the eye. Think of every surface as a canvas and every light source as a lens. Room by room, you shape an experience. With black as your base and fuchsia as your voice, your home doesn't just look good, it speaks volumes. Lighting is more than illumination, it's storytelling. In a black and fuchsia interior, lighting transforms color from static to dynamic. It gives form to shadow, depth to texture, and soul to every surface. Warm lighting softens the boldness of black, turning it from stark to seductive. Gold-toned sconces, chandeliers, and table lamps wash the space in a flattering glow. It's not just about visibility, it's about emotion. Fuchsia, when lit correctly, becomes electric. A velvet chair under a spotlight pulses with intensity. LED strip lighting behind a headboard or beneath a floating shelf gives the color new life, as if it's breathing light back into the room. Layered lighting is the true secret to cinematic interiors. Overhead lights create structure, while indirect lighting builds mood. Add a lamp here, a soft strip there, each source becomes a brushstroke painting the atmosphere. Accents work hand in hand with lighting. A fuchsia orchid placed beneath a pendant light. A gold-framed mirror catching the glow of a chandelier. These moments guide the eye and add rhythm to the design. Glass, crystal, and metallics reflect and refract light. A black lacquer surface bounces warm tones. A crystal vase glimmers in candlelight. A gold tray doubles the drama of whatever rests on it. These materials don't just support the palette, they amplify it. Natural light plays its own role. A beam of sunlight hitting a silk curtain creates motion. Golden hour light across a black floor brings softness to the bold. Embrace those moments, they're fleeting but magical. Don't be afraid of darkness. Strategic shadow gives a room depth. It allows focal points, like fuchsia accents or gold details, to emerge with clarity and impact. In design, darkness isn't a void. It's a frame. Lighting and accents together act like cinematography. They define mood, sculpt space, and command attention. They're the difference between a room that looks designed and one that feels alive. In the world of black and fuchsia, lighting isn't an afterthought. It's the final layer. The atmosphere maker. The quiet narrator behind every visual scene. As we close this journey into Luxe Black and Fuchsia interiors, let's pause to focus on the details that make or break the magic. Start with restraint. Luxe is never loud. It's whispered confidence. Use black generously, but let it breathe. Use fuchsia sparingly, just enough to catch the eye without overwhelming the senses. Balance is everything. If the room feels like it's competing with itself, step back. Edit. One too many fuchsia cushions or an overabundance of glossy surfaces can tip a space from refined to chaotic. Lighting is your strongest ally. Don't rely solely on overhead lights. Add warmth with table lamps, sconces, and hidden LED strips. Light should sculpt, not flatten. Don't forget about texture. Luxe spaces speak through their materials. Velvet, brushed gold, silk, marble, layered properly, they tell a story without needing extra color. Let your surfaces do the talking. Avoid overcrowding. Just because something is beautiful doesn't mean it belongs. Luxe design is curated. Give your key pieces room to shine. Negative space is elegance in disguise. Stay consistent with accents. Gold and brass work beautifully with black and fuchsia, but throw in silver, rose gold, and chrome all at once, and the cohesion falls apart. Choose your metal and commit. Be mindful of reflective surfaces. A glossy black cabinet under harsh light can feel jarring. A mirrored table might double the clutter. Use reflection strategically, not liberally. Above all, let your space reflect who you are. Don't follow trends blindly. The most luxurious interiors are the ones that feel personal, intentional, and confident. In this dance between drama and elegance, black gives you the stage. Fuchsia delivers the spotlight. Use both wisely, and your space won't just look luxe, it will live and breathe it.